Round 5 track preview. Let's pick a rider. Dun, dun, dun. This is Tampa. I'm picking yellow because I think Kenny is due for a win. He is really the most consistent rider on the series right now, only getting off the podium once, where he wants a red plate back. And Sexton has it. And Sexton is the only rider to win twice so far, but the other 2 rounds, he was off the podium. Last weekend, I said that the hot commodity was going to be the 3 gates from the outside, and that ended up being true. Here, I definitely think that the 3 gates or so from the inside is going to be the hot commodity. Why? Well, we have a right-hander, and with a right-hander, you don't have access to your rear brake. So these guys are going to come in super hot. Potentially, we're going to see a large pinch point here where guys are going to have to brake earlier. They can't drag and trail brake around to help correct them. I really like just seeing left-hand turns because of, yes, they have the rear brake, right? So this will be an interesting deal. So I would definitely want to be set up somewhere here. Ideally, probably 3 gates from the right of the box. So Kenny's going to come around here, and he's got to get a good start for being able to win here. You've got a little roller, and I'll probably see guys then go double the first lap and then come to the inside, and that's going to set them up maybe to be able to triple out, but they might only be able to double, then triple, and then they'll single into the first 90, which I hate 90s, okay? And we got a couple 90s here, which they just make for no fun racing whatsoever. But after the fact, these guys, the next lap will come through, and they'll more than likely triple, then double. And now we'll get the lap started here. The fast line's going to be triple, then triple. And here's where I get a little confused because just thinking about it, if you triple into the corner, I tend to think that you're going to have enough speed to where you're going to have to go to the outside, right? And then the fast line is going to be step over, then potentially quad, right? That's the first quad I see is this guy right here. But realistically, that's going to be difficult, especially with the Tampa dirt there. We're going to get some ruts, but you might get some good G outs to where this lip gets bigger so that it's easier to quad. However, I could definitely see guys just going step over, then step on, step on. But in order to do that, you have to hit this section clean, triple, triple, but it leaves you up, right? Where somebody could come in on the inside and block you and roll, and then you'll see guys step over, then step over, which is probably the slowest way you could go through here, because whenever you jump off these tabletops, you're just in the air for a considerable amount of time, where stepping on, stepping off is much faster, okay? And the reason why I don't see guys starting off with a step on, step off, because it slows their momentum, because then they're going to have to jump over. You much rather leave with a step on, step off, because you're continuing your rolling speed into the next corner, right? So again, this is the 90 where I feel is going to be technical, because truthfully, on paper, I'd love to see guys seat bounce triple and then cover the inside and somehow be able to then step over, right? But I find that to be a little overreaching, where to have a rider do that, because they're going to go from the inside to the outside. And realistically, if they do jump it, I see them jumping on, right? And then they jump off, but then they slow themselves down there, where then that leaves the door open for somebody to go wide, to step over, and then step on, step off, and then block pass them on the inside. So realistically, this is the 90 that I'm like, I'm okay with, because of the Dirtworks guys with this segment of a rhythm section. That is just, it's well thought out. So guys are going to drift wide, come around the 180, then they're going to triple, then we have another 180, and you're going to see guys triple. Then could we see a quad? Quad into a 90? Difficult. I don't necessarily think we're going to see it, because again, they're going to jump too high, right? I love quads into 180s because they can keep their momentum up. Into a 90, they're going to have to slam on their brakes, and it's just not conducive, okay? So I don't think we'll see a quad here. I think we'll see the landing of the triple, then jump to the inside. This 90 sucks. Okay, then guys are going to double. Then they're going to accelerate and triple so that they have good speed entering the whoops. And they're going to gravitate towards the outside here. Not so much the middle, but they're going to gravitate either towards the outside, or if they're trying to make a pass, they're going to gravitate towards the inside, or they're just going to move over from the outside in, or potentially inside to outside if there's nobody there, right? That's truthfully what I see happening. You could argue that guys could then, they could triple, then jump into the corner and then triple, but you're going slow after you jump off this single. So I really just see guys jumping into the inside, then doubling, going inside, outside, and then tripling, and they're set up for the outside through the whoops, right? And that just leaves us open to be a boring section. But at least we have 190 that is going to be exciting to watch, right? But where this track really gets interesting, and where I think this is the reason why Kenny's going to win, is the two sand sections. Okay, so we've got like a double, almost a triple into the sand, and then we've got a single, then a bunch of rollers here. So this is such a long section to where I don't envy the Oakley guys to try to figure out what kind of lenses they're going to use, and foam and baby powder or anything to prevent, baby oil, that is, to prevent sand inside their goggles, and even what tire they're going to use for this sucker. Because are we going to see the first paddle tire because of just these two sections here? I don't know. And usually Tampa's got such good dirt, you could probably get away with, such a hard tire, right? Because the dirt is going to be so soft. On the West Coast, you could never do it because you'd just be slipping all over the place because the ground is so hard. Okay. But this is just going to get super sketch, where guys are just going to have to be WFO, and you might get to the point where doubling some of these rollers is just going to become difficult. And that's where I think the technicality of Kenny's riding ability is going to help him prevail. Yes, you've got the WFO beast mode of Tomac. So Tomac is more than likely probably the guy that's going to win. However, just from a fanboy stance, I'd like to see Kenny, and, him being on not the best equipment, yes, arguably, right? That's, some allegations there. But anyway, I have to digress at least once. After that, then you've got pretty simple. You guys are either going to jump into the face of this to jump over, maybe seat bounce, triple all the way over it, or be cool to see some of the 250 guys just tap their rear wheel to, wheel tap, triple. Then you have the finish line. And guys, you're more than likely going to gravitate towards the inside until it gets real choppy and bumpy. Then you'll see guys start hauling butt around. But there is a decent passing point here for sure to take alternate lines. Then you come back here, and guys are going to have to brake real early because they can't drag their rear brake around because of the right-hand corner here. So this is a better track than the Anaheim tracks in San Diego, but not as good as Glendale. Glendale was very jumpy. This is not as jumpy, but it's got some good passing points, and mainly to look out for is going to be this sand section. And then truthfully, I can't believe I'm saying it, but this 90, this section right here, I think is going to be one of those areas where we'll see some passing, which is unbelievable in my mind. But the start is definitely going to be key with not having that rear brake. But this is Johnny Hopper. If this video was all informative, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. WFO the like button. I want to see that guy over 1,000 likes. And yeah, keep it wide effing open. Bra da 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 da.